the crossbar. Goal! And it's trying to flex off the goal team. Switch to left field and down for a base hit.
Hunterdon Central is going to win the state finals here tonight.
Mark it on the board. Touchdown, Red Devils. On the deflection. On the deflection. Hunterdon Central.
And joining us today for the Red Devils pregame show here on the HCTV live stream, Red Devils goalie Daniel Kellogg. Daniel, opportunity of a lifetime. Here you go, senior year. It's almost something kids dream about, right? You got a chance to kind of take this ride in the state championship. How do you feel?
I'm very excited. We got a great team built around, and obviously I have some huge shoes to fill with Callan, but we have to win it for him now.
Daniel, what did the game against Pingree do for your confidence? You came in, played great. What did that do for your level of confidence heading into the playoffs?
Well, I mean, obviously I'm a senior and I haven't played much on the varsity team so far, but it definitely made me a little bit more confident, and I know we have a great team all around us, so we're working hard now.
Daniel, what does this say for that adage, hey guys, always be ready to play? I just heard Coach say it. This is a living testament to the fact that you didn't play much, but here we are. What does that say about just life in general here?
Well, using the program as an example, we have so many great players on the team, and everybody is rearing to go. Everybody wants to get some playing time, so we're all very excited for the state tournament now.
And really excitement. You guys have been waiting all year for this. What's the emotion of the team as we head into the game?
Everybody's just excited. Obviously, last year we came just a little bit short, but we're very, very excited now.
And that was Red Devils senior Daniel Kellogg. Stay tuned next for the Red Devils and JP Stevens here on HCTV.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's HCTV broadcast of boys soccer. I'm Bryce Cohen alongside Josh Uhas, and today we have a big game. It is the first playoff game here at Hunterdon Central for this boys soccer team. It is the first round of the NJSIAA North Jersey Section 2 Group 4 tournament. Hunterdon Central today hosting JP Stevens, Hunterdon Central being the 6th seed, JP Stevens being the 11th seed. Josh, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm amazing out here today. It's a beautiful day here in late October. And what can you tell us about what's going to be happening here in today's game? What can we expect?
Well, if we look at Central based on the Pingree game that they had just played, they played really good defensively, so I think that's something to keep note of. Also note the midfield with the counterattack, setting up Riga in the front, and then even watch the wings. Watch the moves that they're going to try and make on the wings to set up scoring opportunities.
Absolutely, and it's worth noting that Callan Armitage, usually the starting goalie out here for Hunterdon Central, is going to be out for today's game. Daniel Kellogg should be getting the start as the goalkeeper, so we'll see what this senior goalkeeper has in store. He played a majority of the Pingree game as it went into double overtime. He came in with around 6 minutes left to play in the first half, and he ended up keeping Pingree out of the goal. So we'll see what else he has in store as the fairy tale ending to his senior year season continues.
Yes, please rise. Remember your hats. We honor America and the flag of our national anthem.
And we are just about ready for the beginning of this game here at Hunterdon Central.
Girls won their opening round game yesterday. That was Saturday against Elizabeth.
And the girls team yesterday won their opening round of the state playoffs, and they'll be playing Elizabeth here at the turf on Saturday. If Hunterdon Central wins, they'll most likely be moving on the road.
And I believe that would be the 3-seed Newark East Side, would be if they were going to be away.
And if they were home, they'd be playing Ridge, who is the underdog in that game, against Newark East Side, as they are the 14th seed to Newark East Side's 3rd seed in this tournament. So, bearing an upset, Hunterdon Central will be on the road if they win today here at Stewart Field. And that game will be played on October 31st. So, depending on the result of today's game, as well as the Ridge Newark East Side game, we could be having another game here on Monday here at Stewart Field, or they'll be on the road. As Central sends out their starting lineup, you can see Kellogg in the yellow jersey, the goalkeeper for today.
I mean, he had a really good game against Pingree on Tuesday.
Absolutely, and he really showed his character, and he showed what he's made of in that Pingree game against a team that is very, very, very aggressive on offense in Pingree, that could score at any time. He stood up and was put under pressure very, very early on, and especially in that second half as well. And he helped lead the team to go to double overtime. And although it wasn't necessarily the result that either team wanted, to go into a tie and go into double overtime against a very, very, very talented Pingree team, it's the type of result you're looking for if you're Daniel Kellogg when he came into the game down by a goal.
That's a big thing with momentum, because Hunterdon Central coming into today, they are 4-0-1 in their last 5 games and ended with that Pingree tie. However, JP Stevens, they ended the season with a 3-0 loss to Mount Olive.
Yeah, and JP Stevens on the year has had a bit of an average year with an 8-8-2 record. So Hunterdon Central coming in here today with the upper hand, but overall it's going to be a tough, scrappy match for both teams, and we'll see how Kellogg does in his first game as a starter as we are kicking off here, and JP Stevens gets the ball rolling, going towards Kellogg. It's going to be a Hunterdon Central throw-in near their own goal. This one's up, and Adams is in the premises. Now moving alongside, trying to set up early on here. Davis now chasing this one. Riga questioning what's happening on the play.
Looks like it'll be Hunterdon Central ball, and they will kick it off.
Norbash on that back line alongside Berardi. Norbash had an amazing, amazing defensive effort last Tuesday that not only helped Kellogg's performance, but could have prevented a couple goals throughout the entire game. So he's a player to watch out for, and he's one of the best athletes on this team. And that one's just going to go right out of play. And it's going to be JP Stevens, the Hawks, on the throw-in. And a big thing for this team as well, Hunterdon Central, is scoring early, considering that every time they seem to score early, they're able to lock it down defensively as that one goes out of play once more. And especially with Kellogg, who doesn't have a ton of experience starting on this team as the goalie, getting up a goal to create some momentum and create a lead for him will 100% be the insurance you're looking for. As
I mean, especially if he plays how he played that last game, and he also played, I believe, against Sparta
as this one goes up, and it is just above the goal there. Just a missed shot there by Colin Adams, and that's one of those that if the game is still tied going into perhaps the half or even late into the second half, he'd be kicking himself for, but still very early on, and great offensive attack effort there by Colin Adams, who has been one of the speedy and aggressive players for this team that has helped Hunterdon Central get to this point. As this one's up once more. And this one's just going to go right out of play. Hunterdon Central on the throw-in now. It's Riga on the header. Now Zach Perone at defense. Perone just going to let that one go for JP Stevens goalie. And this one's up near the middle of the field. Chess chasing it down.
Looks like he was unable to get there, and it'll be JP Stevens' ball.
And so this one's going to go the other way. And early on, Hunterdon Central has tried their hardest to dominate the time of possession here, and they've been doing just that. The defense has not been deployed much early in this first 5 minutes. Obviously, too early to tell what's going to happen.
As Norbosch knocks that all the way up the field.
Absolutely, and Davis on the chase down. Riga now just misses an opportunity there. He couldn't quite hold on to the ball.
And it looks like they call a penalty there, so Hunterdon Central will have a big opportunity here.
And Riga doing what he does best, and it's just being aggressive and either scoring on plays like that or drawing penalties. So huge opportunity here for Hunterdon Central to get the ball rolling and perhaps put a number up on the scoreboard, as Colin Adams looks like he's going to be on the kick here. Adams had another PK that scored a goal in the Pingree game on Tuesday, and this is another opportunity that he looks for. So,
and I believe that penalty kick was also set up by a Riga forced penalty.
Absolutely. So getting a little bit of deja vu early in this first playoff game, as this one is up and is deflected. This one goes up once more. It's going to soar way past the goal, as Hunterdon Central can't come up with anything there.
I like that Central is trying to be aggressive here, try to get a goal early instead of waiting around, being more patient.
Absolutely, and that's something you look out for in a team against JP Stevens, who hasn't had the best of seasons but is still a young and scrappy team. You look to get these early goals, to just get the ball rolling and get some momentum going. As a little back and forth affair there, and now it's going to be Hunterdon Central trying to take it the other way. Colin Adams can't quite get to it on time, and Norbosch deployed back in that offensive end. They're going to call an offside there.
Norbosch is definitely a guy to look out for this game, especially with how he played against Pingree.
Absolutely, and his efforts all season long have been noteworthy, as Davis is going to be on the chase down here. And Davis with an opportunity here to set something up. He has great handles, and he's going to set it up for Perone. Perone gets a shot right into the JP Stevens goalie. And so another aggressive attempt there early on, but Parent just can't come up with anything there.
That's the danger that Davis brings. He's able to get down on those wings. You get him open, he can work on that one defender and get someone open.
Absolutely, and with players like Riga looming as well, you have so many attackers that can just score any way they choose, and Davis is just there as a setup man. He can score just as easily, as Kellogg and Norbosch go a little back and forth here.
Looks like they'll pass it back to Kellogg, playing around with the ball a little bit here.
And so Ridge and Newark Eastside, a little crosstown score update. They're heading into overtime here.
Norbosch tried to save that from going out of bounds. He's unable to, and JP Stevens will get the header here.
And so we will continue to have updates on the Ridge and Newark Eastside score, but as of now, JP Stevens has a bit of an opportunity. It's being taken the other way now by Hunterdon Central. It's Davis, and Davis just lets that one go. Riga was moving. He had bodies, but he just threw that one away.
And that's the thing with Central. I was saying before the game, how they're able to create counterattacks and really put the pressure on the defense.
Absolutely, and the defense complements the offense so well. They create so many opportunities for themselves. So JP Stevens with the throw-in. This one now taken away by Norbosch. Hunterdon Central working it the other way. And Riga chasing this one down. Nick Riga holds on to it. He's going to let that one go out of play, and they're going to say as the corner kick now. And so Nick Riga draws the opportunity with 3 defenders on him for Davis to now have this corner kick. And here's another opportunity for Hunterdon Central early in the first 8 minutes of this match here to score. So we'll see what that left leg of Matt Davis does here. This one is up, and it is just wide of the goal, and we're going to see the call is. We're going to have another corner kick here for Hunterdon Central.
This time it'll be on the opposite side, and at the moment it is Adams at the corner.
And now they are reversing their decision and saying the ball went out on Hunterdon Central.
So JP Stevens will get the goal kick here, I guess.
So this one's up near the middle of the field once more. And JP Stevens going to go the other way.
That call, I believe, was on Davis on the little push. And the ref coming over to coach here.
So we are going to get back to some action here as JP Stevens works with another opportunity here.
JP Stevens will kick it from the 40 up to about the 10.
And Adams chases this one down. Gets it near the middle of the field, but gives it away. Now JP Stevens looks for the opportunity. It's going to roll right on out. It's going to go the other way for Hunterdon Central. It was Nicholas Santiago for JP Stevens that chased that one down, couldn't quite hold on to it. And so, bit of back and forth. Perrin.
Good bit of passing there from Central, but just got a little bit too far there.
Absolutely no. Just a bit too much power on that kick, and Riga was not able to trail that one. As this one goes up near the middle of the field. And Berardi's going to chase this one down. It's going to roll out of play. It's going to go the other way for Hunterdon Central.
Central just looking to keep control here. JP putting the pressure there.
And it's Riga chasing this one down once more. And just quite can't get to it in time. And so Hunterdon Central now set up once more here. It's another opportunity to throw it in. Looks to be Adam Cook on the throw in there. And Colin Adams holds on to it. JP Stevens now working it the other way. Now JP Stevens with a fast break.
And that won't just go right to Norbosch there.
And a whistle blown now. And Perrin gets it started quick. Another whistle.
Looks like they're giving a yellow there.
So an opportunity here for Hunterdon Central. And we've gone first 12 minutes of this match scoreless up to this point, but Hunterdon Central has an opportunity to break that 0-0 tie.
And they'll stop the play again and they'll send it back to where it was.
So Adams to kick it off. This one goes up. Riga chasing it down. Riga couldn't quite make a move on it.
A little contact there, but it looks like they're both fine.
And a no call on that play as well. Hunterdon Central sticking with it. Davis goes up for it, can't get to it. And this one is just going to stay in play now. Norbash has possession of it. Back around to Berardi. Hunterdon Central is resetting their offense now. And Davis and Riga set up for it, and they're going to call an offside.
You can definitely see what Central's trying to do. They're trying to get their defenders to cross it all the way up the field to open attackers.
Absolutely, and this formula has worked well for them all year long. And once Riga gets a fast break, there's no defending that. Riga is just so electric when it comes to his goal-scoring ability, and we'll see what's left in store for him today. But the defense has been complementing the offense very well, and they've set up numerous opportunities here. Now it's just on the offense to finish these plays as Adams goes to work here. The Hawks' defense now. He's done a very good job up to this point, not limiting what Hunterdon Central's been doing, but preventing them from furthering it into a goal. And so JP Stevens with the throw in there. It's going to go out of play once more.
Looks like it'll be JP Stevens' ball here.
Perrin and Perez Rodriguez both go up for it. Norbash trying to work it around. Adams now putting a move on. Riga wasn't quite ready for it.
And that one will just go back to Kellogg, who will try to reset it here.
Kellogg puts it up near the middle of the field. And it's going to be a JP Stevens ball here. And so Ridge and Newark Eastside are going to penalty kicks. So we'll have more on that story developing, but that could determine who Hunterdon Central plays or JP Stevens, depending on the outcome of today's game.
That one will just be knocked away by Central.
And so JP Stevens looking to set up once more. This one goes up, and Norbash just knocks it out of play. JP Stevens on the throw in once more. This one is up near the front of the goal. Back and forth.
Little physicality there, but no call there. As Kellogg will just collect it and reset it.
And Daniel Kellogg, a name you haven't heard much today, as much of a good sign. He hasn't really been put to work too much yet, but now here is an opportunity by JP Stevens, but once again that Red Devil defense.
Good job by Norbash there, staying aggressive and hitting it into the JP Stevens defender.
And that's the type of defender Ryan Norbash is. High IQ and high athleticism, and that is the type of play you're looking to make there and set up another Red Devil possession here. And like I was saying earlier, Daniel Kellogg, a name you haven't heard much today, which is a good thing considering they haven't really put much pressure on him yet, so that Hunterdon Central defense is standing strong and preventing Daniel Kellogg to be in any situation where he'd have to make a save, as today is evidently a big day for him. His first playoff game,
Davis looked to keep that in bounds, but unable to.
And so JP Stevens now looks to work the other way once more. About 15 minutes have gone by since the match has begun, and it's just been back and forth. Opportunities being taken by both teams, but neither team is able to land a goal yet. So we'll see who's going to break the ice now. But JP Stevens is threatening. That Hunterdon Central back line, however, is not letting up. And this one's around the outside. And Hunterdon Central trying to break away now. It's Matthew Davis going to work on the defensive end. Can't get anything through it. Now it's going to be a Hunterdon Central ball. This one near the middle of the field. Riga's got to move on. And here's a big opportunity for Riga. Riga working inside. And he is going to pass this one away to Davis. Davis gets tripped up. Perron on the inside once more. Here comes Zach Perron, and he shoots and he misses wide. And so a huge opportunity there for Hunterdon Central. Riga had the fast break, and they couldn't get anything away with it. And that is an opportunity that Hunterdon Central 100% missed there.
It's a good job by JP Stevens just to be able to get back there, put the pressure on them, but close shot there.
And by the looks of it, it was just a bit of a miscommunication between Zach Perron, Matthew Davis, as well as Nick Riga. They didn't quite know who was going to shoot that one, and Riga, although he had the clear-cut shot on it, he couldn't quite set up for it until after the JP Stevens defenders had already gone back to him. So as he had tried to work the ball around, he didn't have Matt Davis in a position to be ready yet. So Hunterdon Central now looks for another opportunity. It's Riga once again setting it up. And no whistle on that one, but it's going to be a Hunterdon Central ball once again.
Looks like it'll just be a throw in here.
So Hunterdon Central looking to have us forget about that last mistake here with a goal as Adams gets it around. Now this one goes up. Matt Davis in for the header, and he just skies it over the goal. And so JP Stevens is now going to go to work the other way. And so we are now hearing from our press box that Newark Eastside won the Newark Eastside Ridge game. So whoever wins today's game will be going on the road to play number 3 Newark Eastside. And that is a tough opponent for either of these teams.
As that one will just get a little too far there and it'll be an offsides.
And so Monday's game will be on the road for either of these teams as they now fight for that next playoff spot. And JP Stevens with the ball here. And this one's up. And Norbosch is there to just clear it out.
As that ball went over the fence, they're just waiting for the ball to come in.
As Norbosch strategically knocked that one over the fence to give his team a break. No, I'm just kidding, but JP Stevens now with another opportunity in front of Hunterdon Central's goal, allowing them to try to apply some pressure to Kellogg, and we'll see what they do here as Hunterdon Central gets a takeaway. And here's another opportunity for Hunterdon Central. Adams just pushes that one up.
That will just go right into the hands of the goalie there.
And I couldn't quite tell if he was trying to shoot that one or pass it, but either way, JP Stevens got the upper hand on it. And Adams went up for that one. Bit of back and forth here. It's Perrin now chasing it down. He gets it to Davis. Davis has Riga. He's going to just sky it all the way down to Adams. Excuse me, as it looked like it was Perrin. That one's going to roll out of play now. It's going to stay with Hunterdon Central. And so, Hunterdon Central looking once more.
Crossed into Davis.
And a great save by the J.P. Stevens goalie. And that one is just going to stay in play. And Hunterdon Central applying pressure, but nothing to come out of that one, as Davis just missed the shot. And although there is no score on the scoreboard yet, you got to say Hunterdon Central has been dominating in terms of opportunities given here. But at the end of the day, it's about who scores more, and Hunterdon Central hasn't been able to finish any goals yet. And so this one's going to go right back around to Kellogg. And Kellogg will decide what he does next with the ball. As Berardi pushes that one all the way up to Riga. We'll see what Riga can do with it.
Adams will take advantage of this, and he'll pop that up.
And this one is just going to roll into the hands of the J.P. Stevens goalie. This one's up once more near the middle of the field. It's J.P. Stevens attacking, whistle blown. It's going to go the other way for Hunterdon Central. And now joining me on the air is Julia Labate.
Hey Bryce, it's nice to be here. The game's looking pretty nice overall so far. Hunterdon Central's had a lot of opportunities, specifically Matt Davis and Nick Riga, so hopefully we can get one soon from them in the back of the net.
And I gotta say, I'm impressed with how Hunterdon Central has been playing so far in this first half of the first half, but nothing to show for yet as both teams remain scoreless here. But the effort by Hunterdon Central, and I'd gotta say the dominance of possession so far has been shown to the crowd watching here today and live on this HCTV broadcast, as Hunterdon Central now trying to go the other way here. That one's just going to stay in play as Hunterdon Central tries to get a takeaway here. And it's going to be Norbosch working this one around. Pushes this one up for Davis. Excuse me, Riga. And now Hunterdon Central going to work here. And this one, whistle blown. We'll see the call here.
That's Jonathan Chess. I believe it looks like it'll be a free kick right outside of the box for Hunterdon Central, so we'll see what Hunterdon Central can bring to the plate here.
And it's so a big opportunity for Hunterdon Central once more, as clock is ticking down here in this first half. 5 minutes have gone by. We have about 15 minutes left, and so they look to break this 0-0 tie here in this first half. It's a big kick here. And this one is up, and Riga inside. And a sliding save there by the J.P. Stevens goalie, as we're going to have a Hunterdon Central corner kick. Matt Davis on the corner. This one is up, inside, and taken away by the J.P. Stevens goalie once more. And so the Hawks will now try to take this one the other way, and this one is just going to soar out of play here. And Hunterdon Central will regain possession. And Norbosch works this one around. It's Berardi. And this one goes out of play.
You know, Bryce, it's quite a lovely day here on Stewart Field tonight. Super excited to have the boys be playing in their first round of this tournament today. And speaking of the tournament for the girls team, Hunterdon Central Girls Soccer, they had advanced on to the second round now, and they will be playing Elizabeth here, ranked 7th seed, at 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. So super excited. You know, if you are local, come and support the girls team here at Stewart Field. It'll be a super exciting game. Hunterdon Central ranked 2nd seed, Elizabeth ranked 7th, so overall super exciting, and should be staying tuned for that shortly.
Absolutely, and the girls team is just such a dominant force. Reagan Schubach on that team as well. And here we have a big opportunity here, and they're going to call that one offside.
Indeed, you know, Hunterdon Central girls, their 13 wins for the season, only 3 losses and 3 losses and no ties, 6-2 in the Skyline Conference. You know, they do quite compare to our Hunterdon Central boys team with the record of 10 wins, 1 loss and 3 ties, 1 being the draw against Pingree only a couple days ago. So that was super exciting match. I know you were here announcing with me, so you got any take on that?
I got to say, going toe-to-toe with Pingree was quite the exciting match, and possibly one of my favorite matches I've called here at Hunterdon Central. And a lot of storylines, a lot of narratives in that game, especially with Kellogg coming in for the injured Armitage. And speaking of which, Kellogg, another opportunity here to defend Hunterdon Central's goal today, and he's stood up very well so far into today's game, as now is going to be one of his first opportunities for a save, as this one is up for JP Stevens, and it is going to be knocked away, and it's going to be just knocked right out of play by Perez Rodriguez. And so Kellogg keeps the score at 0-0, as well as that Red Devil back line, and it's going to be going the other way for Hunterdon Central, as Kellogg works that one to Perone. Adams now working this one around. Back and forth between the Red Devils and the Hawks, and Norbosch is there. And he gets this one up, and now Perez Rodriguez and a whistle blown. So some new faces coming in for the Red Devils.
Matt Davis and Zachary Perone on the bench now. Matt Davis is definitely one of my favorite Hunterdon Central boys players. Super dominant force, only a junior this year, has a decent amount of goals on the season. You know, you got Zach Perone as well, super dominant in the midfield as well. He's very speedy. He's always looking to get in those pockets and receiving balls that you didn't even know were headed towards his way. So super impressive job from both of them so far this season.
So the Red Devil boys are huddled up, and looks to have been a JP Stevens perhaps injury. There is. Well, see when they continue play here. Clock stopped at 11 minutes and 3 seconds. And both teams looking to score going into the half, as I don't think either of them would be satisfied with an 0-0 score going into the half. And Hunterdon Central especially would be pleased with the defense, but the offensive opportunities they've had up until this point have been way too good for them to not have any score. And so we'll see what their next move is. Riga still in for Hunterdon Central. He is one of the most dominant forces alongside Colin Adams for this team. And we'll see what they get started here, as JP Stevens will hold on to possession for now. As this one goes up for the middle of the field. And Adams pushes this one. Can't get anything out of that. And JP Stevens tries to get it the other way. Hunterdon Central chasing it down. It's Adam Cook who keeps this one in play. Puts that one up. Riga can hold on to it. JP Stevens once again looking for their next move. And this one goes up. Norbosch pushes that one towards the middle of the field. This one just stays in play now. It's on the line. It's going to go right out of play. And now JP Stevens with once again another opportunity. And it's going to go out of play once more. Now Hunterdon Central going to take it the other way. Simon Phelan. Now as he watches that one go, and JP Stevens pushing it the other way. Berardi makes a sliding deflection now. So JP Stevens once again with another opportunity here. That was just going to go right on out of play. And Hunterdon Central have the opportunity now with about 9 minutes left to play to take it the other way. And this one is up. Rodriguez and Fela both are there. Adams now pushing it. Whistle blown, and it's going to go Hunterdon Central's direction. And now that one's just going to be pushed up for Riga. Riga now gets knocked down. It's going to get the call once more.
You know, one thing I do love about Riga is he's super aggressive on the ball. He's always going for the most aggressive plays. You know, you see him going down for the fouls, trying to get a call, trying to do anything possibly that can help his team. So right there is one of the things that's just so crucial for Hunterdon Central, playing a team like JP Stevens where they're in deep need of a goal.
And so, once again, a big opportunity now for Hunterdon Central. And like you were saying about Riga, Riga could take on any amount of defenders and still make a play or draw a penalty. As Adams and Fela discuss the play. So an opportunity now for Hunterdon Central, and this one's inside. Sticking with the play is Hunterdon Central. Adams gets tripped up. Whistle blown once more.
You know, it looks like the ref is calling that a foul, but to me that looked like pretty safe gameplay, you know. Looked like Colin Adams just got tripped up on the ball and went down to make it look like there was a foul to be called, but from JP Stevens' side, really was clean right there.
And so Adams is now looking to capitalize on this opportunity for Hunterdon Central. This one goes up. It's going to be deflected by JP Stevens' defender. It's going to go the other way for JP Stevens. And so the clock continues to tick down here in this first half. Score remains 0-0. As JP Stevens looks to break this tie once again. So it goes up near the middle of the field. Norbosch just sends that one up. And that one's going to go out of play in favor of J.P. Stevens. Whistle blown. J.P. Stevens working this one once again on the move. So J.P. Stevens looking for their first real opportunity of the day to score, as they've not been given much breathing room by Hunterdon Central. Once again, that defense has just been so strong, and now Adams is trying to push it the other way. Gets it inside of Fela. Adams is down. And he does not look too pleased with that hit, as he is slow to get up. And we'll see if there's a stoppage of play, but Adams is limping off of the field. So Cook on the header there. And a whistle now, and it's going to go the other way for J.P. Stevens, as Adams did not agree with that call. This one's up. Inside, and Kellogg watches it go past the goal. So about 4 minutes left in this first half. Perez Rodriguez can hold on to that one. Norbosch watches it go past. And they're going to say Hunterdon Central has the ball here, as Daniel Kellogg will kick this one up.
Brian Kellogg too, man. You know, he hasn't had much play this season, as Callan Armitage is the head goalie, but super impressive performance from him over the last 2 games. You know, today we haven't seen much from him, which is technically a good thing, but overall really good goalie. You know, on the game against Pingree, super impressive performance, almost astonishing in the wet, slippery turf too with the ball. Super great performance, some lovely saves, so got to give a shout out to him.
As Hunterdon Central had another opportunity there with the clock ticking down in this first half, but wasn't able to come up with anything on that, as they look to reset their offense now. And here's a play, once again, in J.P. Stevens on their last resort there. Clears it. And now they're trying to go the other way, as Hunterdon Central goes back and forth, and Riga is now set up and the whistle blows. It's going to go the other way for J.P. Stevens. So under 2 minutes left to play here in this first half, and J.P. Stevens tries for another opportunity here to score, and Adams is there on the defense. Now Cook looking to clear it, and he pushes that one up in the direction of Riga. Can't quite get it to him. Now Perez Rodriguez pushes this one up. In the direction of Cook. This one goes up once again. And it's going to go out of play. Hunterdon Central has possession of it once more. Hunterdon Central sticking with the possession here, and they're going to try to set up Riga here once again. So that one goes out of play on JP Stevens. Adams is going to hurry it up here. Under 30 seconds left to play in this first half. And so the clock is stopped now at 29.4 seconds, and Hunterdon Central is trying to make this a 1-0 game, and it is up, and it's going to be cleared away as Hunterdon Central is going to try to stick with it before the half clears, and Cook just pushes it up. Riga now with an opportunity here, and the whistle blows. And so the time will run out in this first half, and Hunterdon Central and JP Stevens here at Stewart Field are tied at 0 apiece, and we will be back here in the second half with more boys soccer action.
And joining us here on the halftime show here on the HCTV live stream, it's Red Devil senior Nick Riga. Nick, it's been a great season for you guys and really a great career. Have you had a chance to kind of look back on your days as a Hunterdon Central player?
Yeah, obviously last year with so many seniors that we were so close together, I look back and watch the old games, and sometimes I like miss that, but with this new team, we created so many more memories, and I hope the juniors next year will build upon on that.
Well, as Coach says, you know, there's boxes to check, and you guys have already checked the first two. You won the HWS tournament, you won the Skylands. Talk about those accomplishments, what they meant to you and the boys.
Yeah, obviously they meant so much, but our main goal is to win sectionals and obviously win states. And those two just give us more confidence into going into the sectional tournament.
So, Nick, we go into this sectional tournament with today's game against JP Stevens. What did you guys learn from last year, that disappointing, epic penalty kick game against Elizabeth?
We learned that we just have to be more mentally tough and just fight harder and harder each game. And that the next game isn't always promised, like last year. So we gotta play with that chip on our shoulder that we might not have the next game.
And that was Red Devil senior Nick Riga. Stay tuned for second half action.
And we are back for some second half action here at Stewart Field. Boys soccer, first round of the playoffs here. It is the NJSIAA North Jersey Section 2 Group 4 tournament. And I'm Bryce Cohn alongside Julie Labate, and we had a very interesting first half. By the looks of the scoreboard, you would assume that it was evenly matched, but Hunterdon Central pretty much dominated in every single aspect of the game except for scoring, and it is still a 0-0 score here between Hunterdon Central and JP Stevens here. And now the pressure is on for both teams to try to break this tie they've had for the first 40 minutes of play now. And we'll see what both teams do to come out into this second half. Familiar lineup for the Hunterdon Central Red Devils as they bring out some familiar legs. Colin Adams, Adam Cook, Luke Berardi, Nick Riga, big player to look out for as he could be the difference maker today. And a plethora of opportunities here in the first half, and we'll see what they do now for the second half. Julia, you excited for the second half?
Indeed, you know, it should be good. Hopefully we'll see a lot more from Hunterdon Central tonight. You know, they were slow out of the start, not a lot of great shots on goal that were really to the goalie's hands. a lot just over, just short left, just short right. So hopefully we can see some on-shot goals in the second half, and Hunterdon Central can keep that control and momentum they currently had in the first half continuing.
As well as Hunterdon Central defense playing very well. They have put Daniel Kellogg, who is starting for the goalie today for Hunterdon Central. They put him in a good position here, as he has not been in any position to make any outstanding plays, as there's an opportunity here. But Thomas Schreiber is a name you haven't heard yet today. Very good player. Got the equalizer in the Pingree game a couple days ago. Just couldn't get there on that ball, but Schreiber as well could be a difference maker here today. One of these athletes on the team that's just so naturally good, an outlier in a school like this. In terms of athleticism, he is just one of one. As Cook on the defensive end works around. And this one is just going to roll into the possession of the J.P. Stevens goalie. A bit of back and forth here. As J.P. Stevens looks to set things up here again. And this one is up. Riga couldn't quite hold on to it. It's Schreiber now. Schreiber has his ball deflected. Now it's Adams chasing it down. Adams trying to get a move going, and Adams sticks with it. Gets it around to Perrin. And Zach Perrin gets the whistle, and so Hunterdon Central set up with another opportunity here. And
of course it's going to be Colin Adams on the free kick there, as per normal, you normally see him taking these free kicks. Hopefully they can do something with this ball. He does have a great eye for the game, so we will see if Hunterdon Central can make a move and get a goal.
And watch out for Schreiber on this play. He could be a player to look out for, as Adams tries to take it himself, and now Cook is going to try to keep this one in play, and that one's just going to go right out of play. And not what you're trying to do there for the Red Devils. So it's another one of those opportunities you give away.
Bryce, you were speaking earlier about Adam Cook. Adam Cook is one of those right backs who is, I think, underlooked. You have someone, a star for this Hunterdon Central team like Ryan Norbosch in that back line who really does take a lot of the light towards him. But Adam Cook himself, he does have 1 goal on the season and 2 assists, so super impressive performance from him. You see a lot of gameplay from him, and he starts the game, he's out in the game throughout almost all of the game itself. So super impressive gameplay from him. He does contribute greatly to this team, so definitely have to give a mention to him.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more, and he's pound for pound one of the best athletes on this team as well. This soccer team being one of the most athletic teams here at Hunterdon Central, and a lot of these players don't just play one sport, they play multiple sports as well. And that's just because they're naturally very, very good athletes, and they're all, especially this late into the season, well conditioned. And Adam Cook, like you said, is one of those players that is very underlooked for his reliability on this team, and he has been a consistent playmaker on this team and in this program over the last 4 years. As Adams tries to get a move going, and now here's an opportunity. And that one is just going to go in for the score. And how about that to break the tie? And so it was Nick Riga on the score, being the difference maker here. And it is a 1-0 Hunterdon Central lead. He got the break past the J.P. Stevens goalie. And Nick Riga is going to set Hunterdon Central ahead here against J.P. Stevens 1-0. And a little under 5 minutes here to start out the second half.
You know what? Super impressive from Nick Riga. He is, I would say, Hunterdon Central's powerhouse for the boys team. He's got 15 goals on the season now, and he also has 5 assists. So overall, super impressive performance from him. You never really see him slacking in any of these games. So you've got to just show how amazing of a player he is.
And Central is just back into attack mode as Adams now is going to try to make a move, and he gets this one inside. He's going to reset this one around to Perez Rodriguez. And it's Davis on that outside. This remains Hunterdon Central's ball. And you're correct. Nick Riga is one of, if not the powerhouse of this Hunterdon Central team, and he is such a dominant force with a play like that. You have no doubt in your mind he is going to be able to win the score it. And so, Hunterdon Central now looks to capitalize on this opportunity once more. It's going to go the other way for JP Stevens, but for Hunterdon Central now, you look for any insurance you can get, but a 1-0 lead in the way that Red Devil defense has been playing, and you could start to breathe a sigh of relief as you could feel a bit more comfortable with the level of action it's going to be going under play here as Cook holds on to it now. And Riga watches this one go into the possession of the JP Stevens goalie. As Zach Prone puts some beautiful, beautiful touch on that one. As Riga was there, gets caught up. And Rodriguez gets this one around. Cook holds on to it. Cook puts a move on. Pushes this one inside for Adams. Adams with an opportunity here. And Adams inside, and he misses just wide. Colin Adams almost had the second goal here for Hunterdon Central. And he had the one-on-one opportunity. But it went wide of the goal. And now we have a Hunterdon Central corner kick here. So, assuming that one was deflected off of JP Stevens' defender. But a good effort by Colin Adams to put Central in this position as this one is up and is just going to just stay in play. And Central looks to reset this one here. And Davis shot and could not get that one past as JP Stevens tries to work the other way now. And the Hawks need to show some life here as now their defense hasn't been holding them up as good as it was in the first half. And Perrin gets this one to Schreiber. Schreiber with a golden opportunity here, and Schreiber is driving it. Can he get it inside? Inside now for Riga, and it is good! Riga doing push-ups in front of the goal. He knew he had that one. And in the first 8 minutes here of this second half, the Red Devils came out swinging, and whatever first half adjustments they needed to do at the half, they have gotten it done. JP Stevens now goes down 2-0 as Hunterdon Central, carried on the back of Nick Riga, has a sharp 2-0 lead.
You know, overall, that was a beautiful play from Perron to Schreiber to Riga. You know, you can't ask for anything better for the first round of states from this Hunterdon Central team. It was really just so beautiful, well put together, looked very flawless as well. So super amazing efforts from the Red Devils tonight so far.
And we talk about momentum so frequently in a game like this, and Hunterdon Central has all of the momentum going in the right position now. You have just what you needed. You've gotten Riga red hot, and his teammates are playing super complimentary. They are working. The chemistry is evident as Schreiber has been as well the difference maker in this second half, setting up so many opportunities. And Schreiber works on two defenders, gets it inside, and trying to set up for a third goal there as Perez Rodriguez sticks with it, puts that one up, and JP Stevens' goalie just swallows that one up. As ever since Schreiber has gone into the game, the whole team has looked electric, and he is one of those players you got to look out for as well in this second half, as he was going to work there. So Norbosch playing on the defensive end now. Kellogg pushes that one up, and JP Stevens looking to respond here after giving up 2 goals early in this second half. And Hunterdon Central, without a doubt, has came out swinging. And so Cook is going to chase this one down and try to set up the Red Devils now, as it's deflected by some JP Stevens defenders. Perez Rodriguez holds on to that one. Now Kellogg is going to decide where the ball goes next. And how about this for Kellogg? 2 goals for insurance, and I'm sure he is feeling a little less tense now, as Hunterdon Central tries to go to work here once again. It's Perrin working this one around. And so Hunterdon Central going to work once more. This one's going to go out of play now. And JP Stevens is going to get an opportunity here with the possession. Now it's just going to go right near the sideline, near out of play, as JP Stevens keeps his play alive. And this one is just going to roll out of play off of a JP Stevens defender. And it's going to go the other way for Hunterdon Central. JP Stevens trying to get something going here. Here's an opportunity. Kellogg gets tried and he swallows that one up.
You know, beautiful save from Kellogg there. It's exactly what Hunterdon Central needs. And to be able to rely on someone like Daniel Kellogg is just really impressive and super important for the Hunterdon Central's team tonight.
And that goalkeeper room has something special here at Hunterdon Central. So much talent. The depth there is just immaculate, as Daniel Kellogg has stepped up and has been the next man up for today. As Perrin Riga trying to go to work, and Riga has a fast break. He has Schreiber as an extra man there. Can Riga get it done? Stopped by the JP Stevens goalie, but they're sticking with it. Here's Adams. Adams gets tripped up, and he'll get the whistle.
Okay, so it looks like it might be Adams with the free kick for Hunterdon Central to take towards the goal. Okay, now I'm going to be joined by Josh Uhas, who was here earlier in the first half. Josh, what have you made of this game so far?
Well, the first half, it was really kind of just back and forth, kind of working the pace. But I think in the second half, Central has done the adjustments they needed to make. I think Schreiber was a big sub here in the second half, as he's been able to change the momentum of this game and help to create a 2-0 lead for Central.
Indeed, I can't agree anything more. It's going to be Adams on this free kick, I believe, or, you got Cook right behind him, so not too sure exactly what they're going to do. Definitely going to try to stunt the goalie on this one, so we'll see some good play from Hunterdon Central.
That one will just go out of bounds there. Cook tried to maybe get a pass in there to, I think, Norbosch there, but it just got by.
Indeed, so it's going to be the goalie's ball for JP Stevens. See what they can do with it, possibly bring it up the field. JP Stevens has been lacking behind in this game so far, but they have kept good momentum against this Red Devils team and have made some good plays towards Daniel Kellogg as
Perrin
well.
will get that to Nick Riga, and he will, looks like, get the penalty there.
No penalty because it is outside of the 20, but it is going to be a free kick right outside, I believe. Looks like maybe the referees will be talking to each other to work out this play. Okay, so it looks like the goalie, apologies, it looks like the referee is going to be giving a talk to the goalie there. The goalie doesn't seem to be too happy about it, but you know what? we can't be mad about it because it is what Hunter and Central needs. You got Adams taking the free kick, so we'll see.
Look out for those outer players to come in and try and get an opportunity for a pass.
100%. You got players like Thomas Schreiber, and I believe also you got up there Ryan Norbosch. So those are two very dominant players, Josh. So it is 100% true that we need to look out for them during these types of plays where very fast play, very quick on their feet. So even the goalie, that'll have him stumped tonight. Looks to be some communication between the referee and JP Stevens as we await the free kick. Thomas Schreiber just high of the goal.
I like the idea there. Go for a shot compared to what they've been doing earlier. Earlier they were trying to put plays together, try and trick him, but now they go for the shot there, as that was like right outside of the box.
Indeed, it's good to try something new when the first plan doesn't necessarily work out for you. Additionally, did you see you got the 3 boys all standing there looking like they are about ready to take the free kick, even though only one of them will actually be taking it. So that is a great way to stunt JP Stevens as well and try to get the ball in the back of the net.
Central looking like they're making some subs here, taking out Cook and Riga here.
So ball's in Zach Perone's feet. A whistle called. It's going to be JP Stevens.
And Riga, a big part of why they're up 2-0, so he'll get some rest here in the second half with 25 minutes left.
Indeed, Riga, I believe it's 17 goals now on the season, so can't help but say that he has had a very impressive performance so far. So it is nice to see some of these other players for Hunter and Central getting the highlight of the season. Straight to Schreiber. Schreiber's going to go for it towards the goal. See what he can do. He tries to drive, but a great save there by JP Stevens goalie, getting out of the box and going for his feet.
And that is something that their goalie has been doing all day, and that's something that they have to deal with and try and... We've seen Riga try to work around it. We've seen Schreiber try to work around it. So it's a tough challenge for them, so we'll see how they adapt with 24 minutes left.
Indeed, JP Stevens has to thank their goalie because their goalie has put up a great effort tonight in saves ultimately against Hunter and Central. A clear to the center where JP Stevens gains the ball. JP Stevens goes for something, but it's going to be Red Devils again.
It looks like Berardi cleared it.
Indeed. Francisco Perez Rodriguez, I believe, is being called for a foul there by pushing Hunter and Central.
And a push there.
The crowd's getting rowdy over that. Not too sure what's going on right now. We can't hear the referee, but it does look like it will be a JP Stevens ball, I believe. JP Stevens asked for their yardage, so Hunter and Central will have to push back towards the top of the box. Kellogg is directing from the goalpost, telling his team what he wants them to do.
This is a big spot for Kellogg. He needs to step up here.
Indeed, without Callan Armitage playing today's game, it does leave the light in Kellogg's hand, so. And Kellogg just gobbles it up. He's going to take it all the way to the top of the box, where he punts it to our forwards.
And that was good patience by Kellogg there. Instead of going up, going a little bit too aggressive, get 2 in front, and then let that attacker get in front, he stays patient and lets that play out.
Indeed, I could not agree more. You got the cross to Nek Patel, but unfortunately it's going to be called offsides there. And the goalie's going to bring it up to take the kick.
JP Stevens' goalie really likes to kick it from just about the 37-yard line.
Indeed, it does look like he's very relentless with the ball. He's not afraid to make those somewhat aggressive plays. He doesn't seem to feel the need to have someone like a right back, for example, take the kick for him. So he feels very comfortable coming out of the box, which is something you have to admire about a lot of these high school level goalies. For example, Callan Armitage, our own Hunterdon Central goalie, unfortunately not playing in today's game, but we do have Daniel Kellogg as the backup goalie who is here and really a dominant force for our team as well. So
Norbosch,
no
a
complaints.
great cross across the field. Looked like Schreiber was trying to get a pass in there, but it got deflected there.
Indeed, you know, one thing that Hunterdon Central's boys team is really good at looking towards is getting those crosses within the box when they're on that fast-moving pace game. So they're going to keep going for those. You know, they feel comfortable right now. It is a 2-0 game for Hunterdon Central, so they are going to be going for those more fearful plays, you could say.
It looked like a little bit of miscommunication there between Adams and Patel.
Indeed. Luke Berardi with the clear. It's going to be JP Stevens, number 17, to take the throw in. .11 is open there, but unfortunately
Good job
it does
by
get cleared out.
Good job by Hunterdon Central to close out there. He looked open off the pass, but they were able to close that gap.
Exactly, yeah. It's going to be Colin Adams to take it to the center where Zach Perrone handles the ball quite well. Unfortunately, JP Stevens does get it back to their own midfielders' feet. Colin Adams on the defense again.
Still staying aggressive on the ball. I like that Schreiber is following the ball there.
Indeed, you know, that is one thing that a lot of forwards tend to not do because it does wear out their energy. But Schreiber, he didn't play at all in the first half, so it is nice to see that energy he has in him and to make those plays and make those runs now.
And that's the versatility that Central has with their forwards. They're able to use them in and out because they're all very good on the wings.
Indeed, you know, you put one of them in, you can't really go wrong. They're all going to solidify a goal for you, specifically Nick Riga and Thomas Schreiber as well. So, super impressive performance from both of them this season so far. And the ball is going to be back up in Hunterdon Central's offensive half. Colin Adams. That's Jonathan Schess on the ball. Across to Thomas Schreiber. No, apologies, not Thomas Schreiber. You know, it's going to be out. Going to be goalie's kick.
I believe that was Hedisic on the right side, and then that was over to Schess on the left side.
Indeed, yeah. It was going towards Thomas Schreiber, but Thomas Schreiber did let it off to give it to his fellow player, which was a very smart move on his part because it does confuse the defense, it does confuse the goalie, so they don't necessarily know where the ball is going, so a very smart move there. Unfortunately, it did lead to the ball going out of bounds, but it will be Hunterdon Central with the corner kick.
Looks like Adams will be the one kicking it here.
Oh. You know, it's going to be no goal there. There was a header attempted. Unfortunately, did not end in our favor, but it was a nice assist there from Francisco Perez Rodriguez, although unfortunately no goal.
Looks like JP Stevens will push it. The goalie telling his team to push up as he'll kick it off here.
JP Stevens with the ball. Nick Patel on the defense, so will be Hunterdon Central's ball now. Straight into Francisco Perez Rodriguez to Adams. It's going to be called offsides, off the header.
That is something to note with the Central team is sometimes they seem to push the ball a little bit too far.
Indeed, you know, they are a very fast-moving pace team, which does tend to hurt them sometimes because they are unable to really get to that ball very quickly, which is a setback for the team, but let's see how they can handle that so far. You know, we do got a 2-0 lead, 17 minutes and 30 seconds left in this second quarter. Jonathan Schess on the ball now. but it's going to be called out.
That one was close. It was right along the line. It was good ball handling, though, so that is something to note.
Indeed. Hunterdon Central's supporters aren't exactly happy about that call from the referee, but, ultimately whatever the referee says is what goes. So Thomas Schreiber on the ball now. Goes to Jonathan Chess outside, who is unable to get to it. Like we said earlier, those touches just a little too powerful for the Hunterdon Central team.
And if they can get just a little bit less power on that ball, they are primed for some great opportunities.
It looks like our very own Tyler Rodriguez might be heading into the game. He's getting ready. He took the penny off, has the jersey on, fixing his shin guards right now. So super excited to see him get a little bit of gameplay maybe. It's going to be him and Dylan Kraus as well, the senior. Tyler Rodriguez is a junior, so really nice to be seeing them get a little play.
Rodriguez keeping the pressure here. Great job by Norbosch there, up to Schreiber.
Indeed, off of the JP Stevens defender, but ultimately it will be in JP Stevens goalie's hands.
And give credit to these Hunterdon Central defenders. They're making sure that Kellogg doesn't have to do too much. But the thing is with Kellogg, even if you have to give him a chance, I'm pretty sure he'll take that opportunity pretty well.
Indeed, one thing I've learned about Kellogg in the last game against Pingree is he does not crack under the pressure. He didn't let a single goal in the time he played. So pretty impressive job from him. Great saves on a wet, slippery field as well. So got to give it to him for that. JP Stevens with the sub in. Looks like Hunterdon Central will be subbing in as well.
Looks like it'll be Kraus and our own Tyler Rodriguez.
Indeed, Tyler Rodriguez, very, very impressive announcer for Hunterdon Central Television. You'll see him doing all the girls' games, football games, basketball games coming up just shortly. Only a few months to go until that. So super exciting to see him in as a forward as well right now, alongside Jonathan Chess. So super exciting to see that. Tyler Rodriguez is one of those players who is super committed to soccer. He takes nutrition very seriously. He's always at the pitch. So really nice to see him in right now.
And we were able to hear his knowledge just yesterday in that 8-0 win.
Indeed, he is almost like a walking library for soccer, I gotta say. Some things he says I really do not know what he's talking about, but he is very impressive overall, so gotta give it to him for that. He really does love the game. Daniel Kellogg on the ball now.
He'll just pass that down to Berardi here.
Nek Patel now. Nek Patel takes the ball. You got one of the coaches arguing once again with the referees, which isn't looking too good because there has been a lot of arguing going on today between our Hunterdon Central coaches, both assistant and head, against the referees, which is never necessarily a good thing to see. I believe it'll be JP. Oh, apologies. Hunterdon Central ball. Nek Patel back to Berardi, who goes back to Kellogg. A nice boot up to the top. Unfortunately, no one there, but now it'll be Falia on the ball.
And it looks like they'll give that ball to JP Stevens. And I believe that was an offsides call there. He pointed towards the right side.
No, I think it's going to be Nek Patel with a push on one of JP Stevens' offensive players there. So they'll be getting the free kick. Hopefully Hunterdon Central can guard them nicely on this. It's number 7 on the ball.
That is Kasten Chen, who is the leading scorer for this JP Stevens team with 14 goals on the season.
Impressive by his part, gotta say. JP Stevens has had slightly a rocky season. They are not necessarily a bad team, as they do have 8 wins on the season, although they do have also 8 losses and 2 ties. So a team that's right in the middle here. They're able to compete against Hunterdon Central, but Hunterdon Central overall does appear to be the more dominant and controlling team of tonight's game. It's going to be Nek Patel on the throw-in.
As we hit the 12-minute mark left in this half, with Central up 2-0.
Indeed, so just waiting on the play. There was a nice header there, although it was just high of the goal, off of the goal post. So it's going to be JP Stevens' ball.
JP Stevens going to have to be aggressive here. Not much time to work with to score 2 goals here.
Indeed, 11 minutes counting down on the clock, so they will have to be very aggressive on the ball. You can see it right now between the defenders with our own forward who just went down, but Hunterdon Central does have the aggressiveness that is needed to win this game, so they're just going to keep playing like normal, and hopefully they can get another one in, but we'll see from these Red Devils tonight. Adam Cook with the fast play there. It's outside the box again. Looking to do something with it.
I believe that was Kraus that just knocked that all the way over to the other side.
Hunterdon Central on the ball again. They will be receiving another corner kick as the ball goes off of JP Stevens.
Looks like, I think Adams is going there for the corner kick.
Indeed, when it comes to a corner kick, a free kick, you tend to see Adams on that ball. He does have a great eye for the game, so he really just knows what he's doing when it comes to creating these plays. Oh, it's going to be just high, though. Unfortunate for Hunterdon Central, but we still have that 2-0 lead, so I'm sure Hunterdon Central Red Devils are not upset about it.
There is a little bit of a breeze.
Yeah, it is quite a beautiful night tonight. You do have the cooler temperatures, but that is ultimately the best soccer weather. When you don't have rain, but you also don't have that super sunny, hot, dewy weather, that really just leads to the best gameplay for Hunterdon Central's team as well, because the fatigue isn't necessarily as prominent there because of the weather, and very cool temperatures making the game a lot easier to play in and a lot more comfortable.
I think Central needed that, for considering what they had to deal with the Pingree game, with how it just started to rain in that second half, that they had to start dealing with while it was also a close game.
Indeed, going from dramatic weather experiences for specifically the goalie, Kellogg, that is a very challenging gameplay there, so it is nice to have a very cool, temperate weather tonight as well to counteract the last game for Hunterdon Central.
Kraus had a chance in the box, but ball got a little bit too far there.
Yeah, it was JP Stevens with the slide tackle there from one of their defenders, apologies. So super impressive from JP Stevens. They have really been keeping up a great defensive line so far in this game. Only 8 minutes and 30 seconds remain. You have a lot of subs coming in. So you got new faces on this field for Hunterdon Central tonight. You got players like Francisco Perez Rodriguez coming off the field.
It looks like Adams and Norbosch as well. So some key players here for Central.
Indeed, Colin Adams is coming off the field, but his brother is also entering the field. So super exciting to see what the Declan Adams is able to contribute.
And it looks like that one went in there. It's hard to tell who got that last contact, but it looks like it worked.
That was Guillermo, a new student at Hunterdon Central, only starting last year, his first year a part of this team. So it was Guillermo, apologize if I pronounce this wrong, Lopez Zelich with the goal. Number 14, only entering the game about 20 seconds prior.
And that'll put Central up 3-0 here with about 8 minutes left. That one will be sent back towards the defense there. Good header. Send that towards the middle of the field. There's our own Tyler Rodriguez pushing for the ball.
Tyler gains control, slows down the play. Unfortunately, it would be called a J.P. Stevens ball.
It's a good job for Central to capitalize on that very contested ball in the box.
Indeed, Hunter and Central, their main goal right now is to just gain that possession. We are leading a 3-0 lead, so super impressive from us. We are going to get off a play right here now.
And Kraus will take the shot, and it hits off the left side of the goal.
Yeah, unfortunately, just outside of the goal. Great shot, though, by Kraus. Great, I would say, control over that ball with the speed that the game was moving at during that last few seconds.
In the time we've seen him in the second half, he's been able to find the ball and push it up the field.
100%. It's going to be J.P. Stevens with the goal kick now. Back to Kraus, who's going to gain control. He keeps it in, I believe, but it's going to be J.P. Stevens, defender with it.
And a little slip up, and it looks like they'll give it to J.P. Stevens.
Only 6 minutes, 30 seconds left in this second half. It is a win-or-die game almost. So, J.P. Stevens does have to really crank it down in this last 6 minutes of the game if they want a chance to continue to the next round of this tournament. 17 with the ball now. He gains control. Hunter and Central's Tyler Rodriguez trying to defend him.
Looks like that ball will... I think it'll go to J.P. Stevens there.
You know what? The game has slowed down. Referee's gonna talk to... Not exactly sure who that is for Hunter and Central, but yes, it will be J.P. Stevens' ball.
J.P. Stevens needs to capitalize on this opportunity if they want a chance, especially in a 3-run deficit. Or 3-goal deficit, I apologize.
Indeed, it does look to seem that Hunter and Central will be moving on to our next round, which will be played on Monday, October 31st. Not too sure where yet, but I'm pretty positive it won't be at Stewart Field. Great save there from Daniel Kellogg. He hasn't had much play on the game so far, as Hunter and Central has done a great job, their defense specifically, on keeping the ball from his hands. So super nice to see him get a save like that. That's failure. Cleared up to the top.
That one will just be knocked all the way back. It's hard to tell what they called here from the booth.
Indeed, but we will have a sub in. Looks to seem like a corner kick for J.P. Stevens. Might be a time where they can solidify something. We'll see what they can bring to the table against our very own Daniel Kellogg.
And that sub-in is Matthew Klozek for J.P. Stevens.
Just short of the goal, a little too high outside of the box, but J.P. Stevens tries to do something with it again, but the referee is going to call it Hunter and Central's ball for the free kick. J.P. Stevens gaining control again. Tyler Rodriguez right there on the defense and the pressure.
And Nek Patel with the speed to get back to try and defend it.
Indeed, we are able to clear that, but it's going to be J.P. Stevens' ball with the throw-in now. Only reaching about 30 seconds, 3 minutes left in this second half, so we'll see how Hunter and Central can hold J.B. Stevens against themselves with just a short time remaining.
Good job by Kraus to collect that ball there.
Indeed, and he gets around JP Stevens as well, so super impressive ball skills from him there. Got the pressure on Stevens. I believe that is going to be a corner kick, although slightly difficult to tell.
And I believe that was Brandon Michaels on the contest there.
Brandon Michaels, speaking of him, he was the homecoming nominee for court and eventually won Homecoming King. So super exciting to see him get some gameplay tonight, as he does now represent the class of 2022 as Homecoming King, Josh.
Wow, I did not know that.
Really? Nek Patel keeps it in.
Look to keep the ball in play, and he is able to. He's got Kraus open in the middle, and I don't think there was a call. I think it was just on that clear.
Indeed, our Hunterdon Central player tries to go for that foul and tries to get it for the team, but referee's not going to give it to him, so we will see what this throw-in looks like for our Hunterdon Central team as we approach only 2 minutes left.
It appears to be Nek Patel who will be throwing it in here. There's no need to be too aggressive here. You got a minute 49 left. You got a 3-0 lead. That one almost went in.
Really nice play there. Really nice touch from our Hunterdon Central Devils. Defense.
That just allows the forwards to get back and help on defense.
It's going to be our ball again for the Red Devils.
It looks like with Adams out, they use Nek Patel as the throw-in.
Indeed. Really nice throw in there to Tyler Rodriguez, who gets open into that pocket of space. Unfortunately, ball goes to JP Stevens as their defense will bring it up again.
It's JP Stevens trying to push the ball up the field.
It's Falia with the ball.
And he gets tripped up there. He'll get the call.
On the ground for a short while, but a slight stretch from his teammate, and I think he'll be right back up again. Ref is coming over to assess the situation, but no problem for Hunterdon Central. It's going to be a free kick for them, just about on the 45-yard line.
With 30 seconds left, they can just try to pass it around, maybe.
Indeed, Hunterdon Central, no doubt about it that they're winning this game tonight. Super exciting for them as they will be moving on later on. On Monday, they will be playing in the second round.
And they will be playing Newark Eastside. And if they were to win that game, they would face the winner of the Elizabeth Perth Amboy game, which would also happen on October 31st.
That Elizabeth Perth Amboy game, it's going to be second seed Elizabeth against Perth Amboy, which is the 10th seed. But, currently all we're looking at right now is the win for Hunterdon Central's Red Devils. The boys game tonight, super impressive from them. We got goals from Guillermo Lopez-Zelich. We got goals from Nick Riga. So super exciting for them. We will be joining you shortly with live post-game interviews alongside myself and Nick Riga. So super exciting there. We will tune in shortly. Thank you. Hello, my name is Julio Abate. I'm joined right here by Nick Riga for a post-game interview. Riga, super impressive game tonight. Congratulations on the win. Tell me about the effort your team has had to put in to get to where you are today.
Yeah, obviously we put in a lot of work today. Some people that don't usually play got some minutes in, and we got to take it to the next round. I think we got Newark Eastside. That's going to be a much tougher opponent, so we got to step it up from this performance.
Indeed, it is official that Hunterdon Central will be playing North Eastside. Can you tell me about what you expect to see from your game, from your team?
That's going to be a tough game. Obviously, 2 top 10 teams in New Jersey, so we got to work much harder than today. I feel like today we kind of let off on the gas, expecting a lot worse team, and we just got to pick it up.
Indeed, thank you so much. My name's Julia Abate with Hunterdon Central TV. Good night.